All right, folks, we are live. Welcome back to another episode of New Comic Book Day Previews. I'm here today with my guest from Dynamite Dynamic Forces. We've got Rex Wang in the house. So everyone right now, please welcome Rex. What's
Hey,
going on?
what's going on, buddy?
Nothing. What's going on today?
Oh, same old, same old. Yesterday was nice, almost 80 degrees, and today it's like 50. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's I was sweating yesterday. I was like, wow, this is crazy. And then today I woke up and took the dogs out and I was like, all right, this is pretty cold again.
Yeah, we snapped on the AC yesterday in the office. Only turned the heater back on today, man. It's nuts.
That's how it goes. That's how it's been. So what else
Yeah.
is new with you? Anything
Well, same old, man. Well, you and I have been talking about it because you've been, such an incredible help to us. We started our first whatnot show last Friday. So shout out to Alec for helping us through that because he is the guru of whatnot, and
man, I
you
wish
read
I
all the
was.
instructions, you get the little, you watch the videos, and invariably something goes wrong, and then you're like, you got to call somebody. So I'm like, Alec, help me! I don't know what to do here. So shout out to Alec, thank you, man. But how about you? So everything's settled a little bit.
We're getting there. I mean, we're still painting. We're trying to get everything situated. We have the carpet people coming on Thursday to put carpet down throughout pretty much the whole house.
Right.
So once the house is officially painted and the carpet's in, then we can finally start moving everything around. And
right. Well, usually those carpet guys, man, they know their stuff. They'll come in and bang it out in a few hours for you.
Well, it's they said it's going to be a 2-day job. They're going to be doing Thursday and Friday.
Oh, okay.
So
all right.
It is what it is, but
yeah, you know what? They usually overestimate. They usually get done before they say they're gonna get done.
That'd be nice. It is kind of a lot. It's like 2 living rooms, 2 bedrooms, a hallway. So I mean, it's not like it's just one room or something. So it's a little bit.
Right. So, but almost there, my friend. Almost there. I mean, think about it. It's actually gone pretty quick. I mean, we're more or less the beginning of March. You made the long move sometime in middle of December.
Yeah. Happened in December, finally closed on it. So, I mean, I guess you're right. It hasn't been too long, but we didn't really want to get going on everything until everything was finalized on the house. You never know. I mean, granted, it was a family house. I don't know. Some things just happen. You never know. So I didn't want to start investing money into it and it not be mine.
Yeah. No, I understand that. So, and JD Berry in the house. What's going on, JD?
What's good, JD? Hope you're doing well today.
So, but yeah, it looks like it's wearing on you a little bit, buddy. And all the work you've been doing. I mean, you look a little older than you did in December, my friend.
I'm getting tired. A lot of stuff. It'll calm down a little bit soon, but
well, the major hurdles are at least passed. Like getting closing on the house, all that big stuff. So now it's just the little stuff, and now you're in the house, you can take your time, getting it done. So no worries, buddy.
Yeah. Like I said, one day at a time. But tomorrow is Wednesday, New Comic Book Day.
It is.
You want to kick things off with everything coming out with Dynamite tomorrow?
I will do that. All right. So coming from Dynamite tomorrow, New Comic Book Day. We've got Evil Ernie #4 by Scott Lobdell and Ariel Medel. Cover A is Arthur Sudam. And you got a Philip Tan, Jamie Biggs, Megan Hendricks, Stuart Sager covers as well. Then we have Betty Page and the Alien Agenda #1, written by Anna Mia, the cosplayer. So very interested to see that. And let's see, cover A is Joseph Michael Linsner. And let's see, and a cover by Ken Hazer. I'm personally a huge fan of his. Then Elvira Meets Vincent Price #5, written by David Avalone, art by Juan Samu. And let's see, and Juan Samu has cover B on this one. Then we have Draculina #2, written by Christopher Priest, and Rose Besch cover. Colleen Turner has cover A. Guillaume March has cover C. Let's see, and then we had Red Sonja, Black, White, and Red #8, written by Dan Abnett. Let's see, and a Jonathan Lau cover on this one as well. So that's what's coming up this week, coming from Dynamite. So Dynamite readers, if it's on your pull list, you should have it tomorrow. And if not, I suggest everybody pick up a copy and start reading. I think you'd be surprised.
Yeah, I mean, definitely a pretty solid week. The one I'm looking forward to is Evil Ernie. I was at the shop this morning and they got all the cool. I saw all the cool covers. I mean, they typically get like every cover from Dynamite, I think.
Cool.
Yeah, definitely go. What's up, John? Hope you're doing well today. And Joffrey in the house. What's going on, guys?
What's up, fellas?
But if that's everything from Dynamite, let's check out what's coming out from Marvel this week. Looks like we got some good ones. Moving on to there. So the first one, we've got Amazing Spider-Man, issue number 92. I'm going to be honest, as much as what's up?
I said you're always a big fan.
I was going to say, as big of a fan as I've been from this latest volume, I felt like these last, I think, 2 issues now really weren't that good. Not that they weren't good. I don't know. It's kind of weird. I was talking about it in my video. I think the problem I had with it is they kind of felt a little tough to follow, like a little bit harder to read. There's a lot of stuff happening on the pages, and then where the text bubbles were, or like, you know, the dialogue boxes, it just kind of overlapped with some of the artwork, and it just felt like a couple really busy issues. And I don't know, something about them I just didn't really like. Story-wise, still good. The problem I'm having, though, is that they're going to be rebooting Spider-Man. I think 93 or 94 is like the last issue, and then they're just going to restart at 1 again. So, I mean, it is what it is.
Well, that was an issue we've talked about.
Yeah, it's... Dave says, is Rex wearing a Punisher shirt? I'm going to be honest, I didn't even notice if he was. Let's see.
I am not. I am wearing my hoodie.
No Punisher shirt.
No Punisher shirt. Sorry, man. I only wear apparel I get for free. And nobody's giving me a Punisher shirt yet. So as soon as I get one for free, you'll see it on the air.
Speaking of Punisher,
say again.
I was gonna say, speaking of Punisher, we do have the new series coming out. I flipped through it. It actually looks pretty cool. I didn't read anything about it though, so I mean, I don't know if it's going to be good. But the shop ordered a ton of them, not for spec purposes, but I guess a lot of people really were looking forward to it. But that's cover A. The one I'm looking forward to most, definitely going to be the Ross Timeless variant. Oh my gosh.
Nice.
Yeah, the Timeless variants are incredible, let alone an Alex Ross Punisher one. Oh yeah, I'm about it.
Nice.
It's just Sue variant. A lot of really cool covers for this one too. I don't recall seeing the Peach Momoko one there today.
And they always have a pretty pretty consistent following, Punisher. So
I think so too. I'm actually I've talked to a lot of people who are very kind of back and forth on this Punisher series right now. They're not really looking forward to it. Mainly from what I'm hearing is because they changed the icon, or his little emblem.
Right.
Let's see. I think it's actually on one of the covers. Yeah, it's on a few of them, but specifically that's what it looks like. If you guys can see that. I don't hate it. I mean, it definitely doesn't look as good as the regular one, but I mean, it's written by Jason Aaron. Jason Aaron's a great writer. I have high hopes for it personally.
Yeah, I know, but you always run a risk when you change.
Uh-oh, did we lose you? Oh yeah, we lost him. He'll get back to that shortly. I think he lost the microphone on that. But Dave says the Punisher Momoko is a store exclusive. That makes sense then. That's probably why I didn't see it at the shop today. It's not bad. I mean, you guys know I'm not a huge Peach Momoko fan, but I don't know. She's got some good covers. I'd say the one I really like, though, obviously, other than the Alex Ross Timeless, it's probably, I mean, the In-Hook Lee is gorgeous, too. It's a pretty nice one. League of Comic Geeks will show store exclusive. Yeah, so this is actually where I get all of my info from, if anyone was interested. I typically get everything from League of Comic Geeks for my Sunday videos, and then I tend to try to confirm it with another website or two right after that. Usually previews. Previews is typically always on top of it, but it's weird. So previews doesn't usually update in case if books are getting delayed. I feel League of Comic Geeks is pretty on top of it, but at the same time, they're not on top of it. It's kind of annoying, but we'll see. Oh, I think he's back.
Am I back?
Oh yeah.
All right. Sorry about that. I stepped on the wrong cord.
That happens. They're all good. But that's probably one of the bigger ones I'm looking forward to this week from Marvel. However, actually, we got to go straight back. Hold on. There's definitely a bigger one I'm looking forward to more from Marvel this week. I'm sure a lot of other people are also looking forward to this one. I mean, Thor's coming out. That's the end of the arc. That's going to be huge. Strange Academy 17. I think there's only a couple issues left. I'm really looking forward to that. But we've got Spider-Gwen Gwenverse. New series featuring, our girl Gwen. I've actually got really high hopes for this one. I hope it's not too cheesy like that last Miles Morales. I think it was, what was it? Just the Spider-Verse one that they recently did that had the first appearance of Spider-Zero. That was more of a cheesy one. I wasn't a huge fan of that, but I don't know. I'm really hoping this is a good series. We haven't had a good Gwen series in quite a while. Let's see. Dave says, my LCS is constantly explaining that they can't order everything on League. I mean, yeah, they definitely are, I don't know. As far as updating goes, they're pretty behind on a lot of things, but at the same time, they update it pretty regularly, but it's a lot of back and forth. That's why making those Sunday videos are pretty hard sometimes because so many things get canceled. Like the one I'm working on now, what was it? Tomorrow's the 9th. I think it's for the 16th. Marvel, like last week when I initially filmed the video, or at the beginning of the week when I initially filmed it, I think it had Marvel with like 20 books coming out or 17 books. And I re-looked at it today to start actually editing the video. I think they only have 9 books coming out now, and almost all of them got delayed. So it's getting very tough to make those videos. I still have a lot of fun doing it. I love checking out the upcoming stuff, and there's really good conversations in the comment sections. But man, I'll tell you what, some of them are pretty hard.
Well, that's a lot of books. I mean, that's 11 books to drop out.
Yeah, it usually is. So Marvel usually has, I think, typically around 17 to 20 when it's all said and done. A lot of them do get moved around though, so it does take a little bit of editing. But man, this week when I looked at it, there's a lot of stuff dropping and getting pushed.
Wow.
But what anything you're looking forward to this week as far as, new series, cool stuff
Not
you've heard?
really. The piece of good news that I heard was the Batman movie will be streaming on HBO Max in April. So
I heard that was incredible.
Everybody that's seen it has they have different opinions. Like Amy was a real fan of the movie, saying that she thought it was probably the best iteration of Batman she's seen on the silver screen. Robbie yesterday said he saw it, was not quite as hyped, but definitely liked it. So everything I'm seeing, and I know that Dave Cerrone, I think he saw it just last night. So I know that he enjoyed it as well. So overall, everybody's been.
Did you say Dave enjoyed it?
Yeah, Dave Cerrone. Yeah. He was on our show last night and said he'd just gotten back from watching it. So he gave it a thumbs up. I mean, how great it is in the Batman, the Batman movies. Everybody's scale was a little different. I think Dave said that he was still a Michael Keaton, and I am too. But again, I'm speaking. I haven't seen the movie, so I'm speaking from a point of not enough knowledge. But everybody seemed to come out with a positive response, so that's a plus. John Watson says HBO Max in April. I believe I read. I think it said April 19th. Don't quote me on that though. But yeah, I saw an article. Dave, I was
gonna say you may be wrong. Doesn't look like Dave.
I don't read the comments. Well, I read them, but not carefully. I thought we'd established that already. So Dave may not have given a thumbs up. I thought he had a positive. It may have been somebody else, but I thought he had a positive response to it. But he did definitely say, I know you definitely said that you were still a Keaton fan, the original Michael Keaton one, which I can't disagree with. But again, I have not seen the latest movie, so I can't say.
I mean, I'm only hearing positive things, but it does seem as though it's very mixed as far as it's either extremely positive or, like Dave said, did not like it, not a fan. There's not like it was an all right movie. It was a cool movie. It's either loved it or did not like it.
Oh, so that's what Dave said. He liked Robert Pattinson in it. He said Pattinson was good. So
that's good to hear.
Yeah, I was kind of, but I was kind of suspicious about Michael Keaton, like everybody was at the beginning. But so it's good to hear the Pattinson, played a good Batman. I'm excited about it because more than likely, obviously, I think the rumors are already he's going to be in the DC universe for a while. So,
I mean, I'm going to be honest. I wasn't too hesitant on him in the beginning. I think he's a great actor. outside of Twilight, I mean, I haven't seen Twilight, but he's got some pretty good parts in some bigger movies. I mean, there was a Netflix one I recently saw. He played a good role in that, and I just feel like the things he plays roles in, he actually does a pretty good job at. So, I mean, I'm excited to see it still.
Yeah, I mean, listen, if everybody said it was horrible, I'd still watch it.
Yeah, I probably would too.
Yeah, I mean, come on, you know you're gonna watch it, but you know it is what it is. But yeah, so I'm excited to see that. And Dave says Pattinson was great in Harry Potter 4. I liked his character in Harry Potter as well.
There we go. One True Nerd King, best Batman to date, and I'm a Keaton guy.
Oh, so. Spoiler! No, but that's good to know. So, you know, maybe the next movie they'll explore the Bruce Wayne side of it a little bit more. Who knows? You know, but excited for that. And then, you know, we've got Doctor Strange around the corner, so I'm excited about that as well.
Yeah, it's going to be really good too. So as far as super quick with the books, as far as these ones go, there's only two more that I really want to quickly discuss. And one of them is Captain Carter. I've seen some people trying to spec on that, you know, obviously first Captain Carter, blah, blah, blah. But I don't know. I'm not really buying into it. And last time I checked, I don't think the eBay prices are really showing that either. So it seems as though not too many people are all about it. But one that I do think is flying a little under the radar, and I'm not a Star Wars fan, so if someone with more Star Wars knowledge might be able to elaborate, but the Star Wars Han Solo Chewbacca series that's coming out tomorrow, it does have 2 first appearances in it. And I know with Star Wars, there's a ton of first appearances, and it's all a matter of who sticks, who doesn't stick. They try a lot of stuff. However, with this one, so the series itself, obviously Star Wars, Han Solo, and Chewbacca, issue number 1. The 2 first appearances are 2 different, I think the words they used was not exactly bounty hunters, but it's 2 different characters that are going to be hunting Han Solo and Chewbacca. Both of those characters have done work with Jabba the Hutt over heists and different jobs in the past. And I think the exact words from the writer in a quote from Mark Guggenheim was that the first character, Cal, or whatever her name is, I think it's KH, Kel Tana. I think the exact quote was that she hates Han Solo with like a burning passion or something about that. So if they're going to be hunting them the whole time, I mean, they could stick around for a little bit. I'd look into it a little bit if you're a Star Wars fan. But outside of that, I mean, nothing too crazy coming out from Marvel or spec-wise either. There's a cooler cover coming out from Strange Academy. It's not the first cover appearance of Gaslamp, that one character from a few issues ago that's kind of like a ongoing villain right now, but it's the first character spotlight variant, and it's actually a really cool cover. So I might pick that one up. I like that. And then let's see, Dave, let's get some dish on the Dynamite books this week. I don't know if you came in a little late, but Rex went through the Dynamite books.
So One True Nerd King says cover B is hot.
Yeah, I think it's either that one or, yeah, I was going to say that's the one. The only other one's a Peach Momoko Carnage Forever. And then we've got, oh yeah, Dave, there we go. Now we're talking. I'm actually really looking forward to this one too from Image. This is going to be a really fun series. I mean, you already know I'm a huge Jeff Lemire fan, and it's going to be kind of a new vampire series coming out. I'm bringing it up super quick. New vampire series coming out from Image. But it's Jeff Lemire, and it says the last children on Earth who happen to be vampires for longer than they can remember. These child vampires have lived a life of eternal wonder amongst the ruins of humanity, but shocking events fracture the group, blah, 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 set them on a different pathway. A couple different covers, and I think it's going to be really cool. I'm personally really looking forward to this one. Yeah, One True Nerd King, Little Monsters. Yeah, but outside of that, I don't think too much stuff's actually coming out from Image this week. The Radiant, Radiant Red, those have been a lot of fun to read. They're all just like these little origin stories of the Radiants. Mm-hmm. King of Spies, that's the last issue of the series. And other than that, Image is having a pretty light week. What do you guys, everyone in the chat right now hanging out, what are you guys looking forward to most this week? I want to hear your opinions on this. King of Spies optioned. Yeah, I actually was reading that. So someone actually, it could have been you that commented on one of my videos that said that it got optioned by Netflix. And I didn't know that. And then when I looked into it a little bit more, I'm pretty sure what it said that Netflix and then Mark Miller actually teamed up because they already had the deal going on for Jupiter's Legacy. So they already had this series in place that was going to turn into a Netflix type thing. So then the series came out, and then eventually the Netflix one's going to be coming out. But apparently this was optioned before it was even created as comic book series.
The danger with Netflix is they'll run a season, then cancel it.
Oh yeah, they're notorious for that.
Jupiter's Legacy. I mean, I didn't think they were in a position to be canceled. I was surprised, actually. So that's kind of danger with Netflix, is you're never quite sure. As a viewer, you're never quite sure if you want to be vested in it, and then have them cancel it after one season.
That's why I, honest to God, don't watch a lot of just TV shows and stuff, especially from Netflix. Just it happens all the time, and I just feel.
Rocco says option doesn't mean much. That's true too. It may never see the light of day.
Absolutely. I mean, look at Philadelphia from Image. That got optioned, I think, as soon as it came out, but that came out almost 2 years ago. It's just that they own the rights to it, that they can do something if they want to. Yeah. Whoever picked it up, but
but it doesn't mean they have to.
That too. Dave said Netflix options everything, so it's one of those things.
The spam squid, or the spam squad, rather. I thought he was playing off Squid Games, but yeah, Spam Squad. That's right. It was a great story too, Dave.
I saw a couple people now. So someone else said the We Live Age of Paladins. That's why I wanted to bring it up. And then someone else, Jacob, said, "What's the deal with We Live? Is this the next part of the story?" So to my knowledge, so the way that the last one ended is they found out, like certain people got the powers. And then I think this is going to be like years in the future type thing. I'm not 100% on that. I'm going to open this up very shortly. Now, I didn't know this initially, but we have We Live, Age of Paladins, black cover and white cover. Those are two different perspectives of the first issue story. And then according to my shop, the issues going forward are not going to be two different perspectives, but it kind of sucks that if you are interested in this series, you've got to pick both of these up, but then going forward, you'll be fine. But like I said, I do think it's just a couple years down the line.
Joel in the house. What's going on, Joel?
What's good, Joel? Kobe Games says, "What do you think about, or how do you think about Little Monster feels at this point compared to some big series like Someone's Killing Children?" No, my opinion, I don't think so. I mean, and this is coming from a Lemire fan, someone who's really looking forward to it. I don't know what really happened with Something Is Killing the Children that, I don't know, pushed it over the edge or made everyone realize that they really needed it or wanted it. But I don't think that this one has any sort of power like that. I mean, if you just look at a lot of series, it takes a lot for an indie series to even gain some sort of momentum like that, let alone hit Something Is Killing the Children levels. I don't know when it's going to be again, but it is very rare that you see an indie book hitting raw $700 to $900 for cover A first print. Like, that's insane to me. I don't know. How you feel about that one, Rex?
Well, it's interesting because tomorrow night we're going to have a Stray Dogs CGC slab 9.8, a Stray Dogs #1. It just kind of relates to something we've been talking about on the experience and with Robbie as well. Is it kind of touches on? I think you sort of brought it up in one of your shows. Is speculation good for the industry? And that's the danger of it. You don't know.
Yep.
It could take off. It could in a strange sort of way surpass Something Is Killing Children, but you don't know, and that's the mystery. That's the variable. You don't know why one thing takes off and one thing doesn't. Sure, marketing plays a role. Sure, these little things play a role, but it's still the readers that determine it, and whatever they like for whatever reason. It's not like a recipe. You can't make it that way every time. You don't know what's gonna eventually grab the audience.
And I think the one thing that bothers me is, I mean, like Something Is Killing the Children, that clearly was a very low print run. We still have We Live up. I just want to answer Joffrey's question super quick. So the issues of We Live, these two are different. It's going to be two separate perspectives of the story, but going forward, so like issue 2 on, there's only going to be one issue. Like you'll be good on that, but sadly, it seems as though you are going to need both of these issues to get, I guess, the understanding or the perspective that they're trying to tell going forward. Check it out when you get to your LCS. I didn't really look through them today. I got a little busy, but what we were just talking about, I think what really bothers me is, you're talking about something that's killing children. Even We Live, for an example, is there's people out there that have a lot of pull with certain things. I mean, I'm not getting into, who says what, who promotes what, but all it takes is one person with a following just to say, this is a low print run. You should buy this. And those people start buying it, and then other people realize that, it's being bought up, so they're going to sell their copies. And now all of a sudden, for example, we still have We Live up. That book, nothing happened with it. But people were spending a ton of money on the first issue. So they spent, I think at one point, I remember seeing Raws going for like $50 to $75, maybe even more than that. And now what? I'm sure you can look it up right now, and I'm not going to be selling for that much money. I mean, I could totally be wrong. I'm going to look it up. But it's just, We Live 1, wrap around first print, selling for 50, although that's not sold, that's just selling. Always, if you guys are, selling books, always try to look at what it actually sold for to get a good idea of, stuff like that. But I don't know, that's just my opinion on some things. It just takes someone to say, you guys need to buy this before it gets out of hand. Well, you saying that is what's going to make it get out of hand. That's the problem. So that's what happened with Stray Dogs. Nobody cared about Stray Dogs except the people that read it. And then it got optioned, and someone said, oh my God, this is going to be the craziest thing ever. And now we have 100 different covers because everyone's trying to capitalize on it. And people are sitting on all these copies, and I mean, it's not selling for what it was at one point, I'll tell you that much. And Joel says, yeah, FOMO at the max. That's what it is. FOMO.
Its own created kind of frenzy. And that happens. What's funny is that the print run itself is determined by how much interest there is prior to it. Once the run is done, the run is done. People like it. I mean, but I agree with you there. I mean, sometimes it generates its own kind of momentum based on people, with a fear of missing out. I didn't want to answer Dave's question. Dave, not much time at all, my friend. But between working a full day doing the shows and then helping my daughter coach her softball team, by the time I get home, I eat dinner and then I go to sleep. Pretty much. Usually watching a movie that I'm trying to catch up on. But luckily, that's why it's good to have streaming services, because I could watch the same movie 3 times without actually finishing it. Just pick up where I left off when I fell asleep. So Joel, yeah, well, that was an ultimate situation with Turok, that's for sure. I mean, that was definitely fear of missing out. Trading card speculators dipping their feet into the game. Just a lot of converging factors which caused that to happen. And it was, I look back on it, at the time it wasn't a whole lot of fun for anybody to go through, but I think, looking at it, it was a learning experience which helped the industry mature, and the likelihood of sports trading card guys jumping into it again the way they did in the 90s is highly unlikely, based on how they were burned that time. So, and one true nerd king, modern spec is a dangerous kind of game to play, because it's like day trading. You're really just gambling. You don't know. You think you know, but you really don't. There are too many variables that go on with modern day specking. Obviously, golden age, silver age, those are solid investments for any kind of speculator. But you're not getting any bargains unless you're hunting around and somebody's at a flea market and has absolutely no clue what they have, which has become less and less likely in this day and age, because of everybody's got a smartphone, everybody can download an app, everybody can look it up on Google. Within seconds and figure out, oh my gosh, I've got a gold mine, whereas 34 years ago, that wasn't really plausible. You have a garage sale, grandma's cleaning out the attic. She's not spending all that time researching one comic book that she doesn't understand. So, but I mean, it can't happen though. I mean, it certainly can't happen. It's happened in the auction business. I took in a consignment. It was a letter signed by Babe Ruth. And this woman called me out of the blue. She knew nothing about sports memorabilia, anything like that. She was helping her aunt with an estate sale. And this guy was a very prominent scientist or whatever. And he had an autograph book, a scrapbook that he kept. And she just bought it for $1. And as she's driving home, she's flipping through the book, and there's this letter from Babe Ruth, signed by Babe Ruth. Crazy. It can still happen, but it's becoming less and less likely as time goes on, I say.
Yeah, everything you said is very true. And, everyone's saying here, modern spec, dangerous thing. Dave, super quickly, AR, have you read We Live, the first run? I did. I really liked it. I was a little disappointed in the ending, and that's why I'm not as excited for this new series. I really liked how everything was set up, but then when they this is a spoiler, but we have a new series coming out anyway, so if you don't want to hear it, just turn the volume down. How they kind of turned in, some of them turned into like heroes, and now it's going to be like a superhero type. I'm guessing it's going to be like a superhero series going forward, and I talk about it all the time, and that's why people ask me, "Oh, you don't read DC?" Superhero stuff isn't my go-to. I'm, as crazy as it sounds, I'm not a huge fan of reading a ton of it. I mean, I obviously love some of my Marvel characters, but so at some point it's an overload. That's why I love indies. I love just like the crime stories and just stuff. Jeff Lemire, he's coming off the Vampire series. I'm really interested in that. AWA, they're killing it with that stuff. I mean, look at Dynamite. Dynamite's got all those unique ones too. Evil Ernie, Draculina's still running. What next week is the Invincible Red Sonja, I think. Like, those are very unique, awesome series that don't rely on a superhero formula to create a book. And I think anybody
that watches your content realizes that you're not, you read them, but you're not a huge superhero-based fan. You like a lot of different types of titles that cover a lot of different ranges, but you're not particularly drawn to superheroes. That's one thing that you've been very honest about.
Yeah, it's one of the, like, if I had to sit down every Wednesday and read 12 to 15 issues and 10 of them are all superhero relating, I'm going to start to hate making those videos. I'm going to get really bored reading those books because, think about it, like Spider-Man, maybe Miles Morales falls on the same day. Look, this week, I think we also have Thor. And then say if I started reading DC, there's like 3 Batman titles, Detective Comics, regular Batman. To me, that's just an overload of just superhero type stuff. And I just wanted like a variety of everything, a couple superhero, a couple crime, just off the wall crazy shit that some of the publishers come out with. I like that stuff. But hey, that's why comics, everybody's got their own thing. This is an off-topic one, but I really like this. So, also a veteran, how's your transition from the military to being a comic book YouTuber? What advice can you give me who's trying to do the same thing? So I started this as just like a little side project. I really just enjoyed making content. I really enjoyed reading comic books, and I did that while I was in. I just made the time, and I'm just gonna say, I got lucky. I got lucky how everything just kind of started falling into place. And I don't know, I think that's what it is. I actually just thoroughly enjoy doing it, and the hobby turned into an actual job. I think if you go into it with the mindset of this is going to be successful or I'm going to be huge, you're going to get really salty and maybe not have as much fun because it may not be going your way, because it's going to take a while. It's not like these things happen overnight, unless if you have someone who's promoting you and sharing your stuff constantly. And that's how small channels like truly do grow, is they attach themselves to bigger channels and then they just get constant promotion. So it's like a little friend group type thing. But if you just have fun with what you're doing and don't think of it as, I guess, a job, like just a nice hobby that will eventually, fund itself. That's how I went into it.
Well, I might be able to answer Dab's question a little bit better than you, only because I'm looking from the outside in. You're seeing it from the inside out.
Yeah.
And I'll tell you, everything you said is true. You can feel that coming off watching your streams, that you're looking at this as something fun to do, not as a job per se. But I think probably one of the best pieces of advice I can give him if he's starting out is be yourself, be honest, and you're going to pick up that following. I think that really is how that works. And the honesty comes across. If you try to be somebody you're not, and try to create content that's going to be like, shocking or, whatever, some gimmicky type of thing, I'd say your chances of success get a lot smaller. There's an honesty to it, and I think that's why people watch Alex, YouTube channel.
Yeah, definitely be honest and be yourself. I mean, people, I can't speak for everybody, but me personally, if I see someone just trying to, I don't know, I feel like some people are trying to put on a show and it doesn't come off as genuine. And I personally see that and I'm like, I'm not watching them. There's no way this person's like this in real life. And I mean, I could be wrong. Maybe that's how they are as real people, but for the most part, I just think there's a lot of people out there that just want to put on a show and that doesn't come off as real to me. But hey, to each their own. Everybody likes something different.
And that's another part of it. Yeah. So that's also very important. But if you're going to do it, you got to enjoy it, and you really got to be yourself, because if you do it on a regular basis, it's very hard to be somebody you're not.
That too. And sadly, we are coming up on the 40-minute mark. Well,
it's crazy how quickly it goes by, isn't it?
Yeah. And I know we didn't talk about as many comics as we probably could have. We didn't touch on DC, Boom Studios. I guess we can get to that super duper quickly. I don't know what's all coming out. Oh, they're having a super light week at Boom. Mighty Morphin, Seven Secrets, Buffy. But if you guys are interested, the reason I have to cut this short, sadly, is because I've got my Whatnot stream happening in about 20 minutes, 5 o'clock EST. And if you guys didn't know, I do work full time at my LCS, and I host all their auctions on the comic book side of things. I go live 6 days a week. This Friday, though, the auction is already set. I didn't load the books yet, but we are doing a charity auction. 20% of the proceeds. Some books I think are actually going to be 100%, but it's 20% of the proceeds are going to be going to NAMI. That's the National Alliance on Mental Illness. I'm going to be bringing the heat. We're going to have a lot of really good books, and we're going to be also doing giveaways. We're trying to turn this into a really fun event, and make sure, definitely stop in. Even if you don't want to buy anything, hang out. It's good conversation. I try to, just like this, I talk comics the whole time. I'll put up a book and it's just like, oh, this book was actually a really good read. This is, blah, 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 whatever.
But I've watched AR's Whatnot shows, and it's a little different. It's the same AR, but it's a little bit different. And you're, because you're auctioning books, you got to move at a quicker pace. But it's still, very honest kind of feedback on what he thinks about books. And if he hasn't read something, he'll tell you. And if he doesn't like something like the X-Men, which I don't understand, he'll tell you straight up.
I'm putting it right there in there. It's the channel, Joel, is LV_comics. I think it's in the description, the link. It might not be, but just type that in. The emblem is actually, I could probably bring it up right now for you super quickly. I'll show you what it looks like in case if anyone was interested in actually joining. So that's what it's going to look like. Oh, crap. I forgot I actually still have this up. So there we go. That's what the icon looks like if you're interested in checking it out. So just LV_comics. Like I said, I think it's in the description, but I may have forgot to put it there. And
62 lefty.
Oh, it's good. 62. Popping in just a tad too late. The charity one will absolutely be on that channel too. If you guys like Pokemon and Pop Funko,
I think Joel is saying, will it be on your YouTube channel?
Oh no, it won't be on the YouTube channel. It's all gonna be on Whatnot. One True Nerd King, thank you for popping in, man. Have a good night. But yes, stay tuned, guys. And then as always, tomorrow, The Experience. If you want to talk about that one.
Yeah, Wednesday, 6 to 8, tomorrow night, 6 to 8 on the Experience, our YouTube channel, The Experience. As always, on Wednesdays, we have Alec in as our guest. Great conversation. We'll have Slab, CGC Comics, as I said. I know we have a Stray Dogs #1, that's Slab 9.8. We'll have cover sketch art by Ken Hazer and other artists, and signed comics, metal comics, Dynamite comics, the whole 9 yards. And anything our viewers want to talk about, we're always open.
Oh, yeah. And on that note, thank you again, everybody, for popping in. Sorry, I got cut a little bit short. I still got a little bit of prepping and setup to do for the auction. And Dynamite, you guys, first auction was the other day. If you guys are popping in late, they just started up on Whatnot too. Give them a check out. I think it's Dynamic Forces, isn't it?
Yeah, it's under Dynamic Forces.
Under Dynamic Forces. Do you have the logo up as well? like the Dynamic
I
Forces
haven't
logo?
I got to get the logo up. So, yeah, somebody mentioned it during our show. So it seems like there's always something else to do. So yeah, we're hoping to get that up in the next day or two.
Awesome. Guys, go check them out. All those links are definitely down low in the description. Not for the whatnot stuff, but everything for the experience, everything for Dynamite, everything for Dynamic Forces. Check out their site, check out their YouTubes. And like you said, check us out tomorrow. We're going to be talking comics. They've got some good stuff going up. And it's going to be a fun time as always. So thank you again, everybody. And have a good night. Stay safe.
Take care.